Let me wait a few minutes. Welcome, welcome. Let me wait a few minutes for people to come in. Messy desk. If not, this will be recorded, and they can always watch this. All right. They can always watch this. Let me see. Yeah, so we're gonna do like a quick well, I don't know how quick it's gonna be. Just training on post-construction cleanup. I've been getting quite a few people requesting information on post-construction cleaning. So I was like, why not just do a training so everyone can kind of get a feel, X questions they need to be. And I'm gonna do, well, this person from out of state. She's on the Facebook page. No, actually, she wasn't on the Facebook page, but me and her talked a few days ago, and she's just getting into post-construction cleaning. So I decided, why not do a live training with her on in the group. So let me actually see if I can call her actually. If it makes sense. 313. I think this is the number.
Hi, you know that I'm actually on the video right now. I can see you.
Oh, damn. Okay, I do see you.
Lena Ali.
Yeah, you're in the back room. You're in the back room.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let you come on. You don't have to kind of show your face, but let me bring you on screen.
Okay.
All right, there you go. I think you're on mute.
Let me unmute my other phone.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
How do you measure properties in order to give out bids? I'll go into that, but it's going to be hard at post-construction. It's hard to measure them. They're usually going to give you blueprints. And now actually the young lady who doing the training, she has some example of blueprints that they gave her. So with that kind of build out to post-construction, they usually know the square footage of the property, right? It's like the other new, the commercial cleaning properties offices, they might not know, like a random cleaning company, like a daycare might not know their square footage of the daycare. But as far as post-construction, more than likely they know the square footage. And if not, they have plans, and they'll usually give you plans, and I'll go through some plans, examples of plans that they usually give you to get the square footage. So you don't, with post construction, you're not, walking in with tape measures and trying to measure it with post construction, because again, some of these properties you're looking at 100 units, massive schools or massive churches, whatever it may be, but massive foundations. So to try to like measure yourself the square footage of it, yeah, with post construction doesn't happen. They'll give you, I wouldn't say a map, but they'll give you an outline of the area of the property with the square footage on that, or more than likely they'll just tell you. They'll know. Give me 1 second. Do I have her muted, or is she muted?
I had myself muted. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. You're off muted now. You're off muted. Okay. So, all right. So real quickly, let's start. So again, I was gonna do. I've had several people, some reason in the last 5-6 days, request information on post construction cleaning. I'm not sure if it's the time of the year or it's the new thing to get into right now. But I was like, why not just do I'll create a short training on it, and hopefully within the training I answer a lot of the questions that people might have, because usually it's either how to get post construction clean, how do you get clients, how do you price them, and how do you price them? Those are the main ones. But there's so many. Post construction is lucrative, but there's so much like ins and outs of it where you could make a lot of money, but also on that same property and bid lose a lot of money. All right.
I've
So
heard that there's sometimes people have problems with billing, like
yes,
after,
getting their money. Yes.
yeah, after you do the
Yeah.
clean, which was
that-
that's what kind of why I backed off a little bit up on it. But there's seriously so much going on in my state that like it would be ridiculous for me to at least not try a little, because this is like it reminds me of my hometown back in like 2010 when everything was quiet, when it was still
that-
you could still take, you could take streets and it would feel like the highway, and now everything's just exploding. So it would just be silly of me to not take advantage of that.
exactly.
Try.
Exactly. So one more question. What about for commercial cleaning? How do we go about measuring the square footage? Um, a few ways. I don't do a lot of square footage pricing. Obviously, with the bigger clientele, they usually give you the square footage. With a regular, like say a daycare or a regular just office building, you can order online. There's like there's square footage measurers and they're digital, right? You can go online, you can YouTube it how to use it, but they're about 100 and something bucks or 90 or like the low end 70 something bucks, and it's digital. So you put it against the wall, right? And it's going to tell you the square footage of the area, right? Now, if obviously the first thing you want to do is you want to ask the person if they know the square footage. Now, if you think you can trust them, because they might give you, they might lessen the square footage, obviously, because it benefits them. So if you don't trust them, I would definitely do your own measuring. But I'm going to do a little presentation where folks, that's one way to price post construction or regular commercial cleaning. But folks, even if you're new or been in for a while, you have to get your production rate down. Production rate, you can price strictly off your production rate, meaning obviously for us 8 9 years going into business, we can go into any like mid-tier or nice size mid-tier to smaller contract or building, and we pretty much know from just eyeing it how long it's going to take our people to finish finish these certain bathrooms or this entryway. And so we kind of do a production rate, so we know it's going to take, there's 4 bathrooms. It might take that person 15 20 minutes, whatever it is, for example, 15 minutes per bathroom. 4 bathrooms times 15 minutes. There you go. Then you do the offices. There's 6 offices. It might take our person. Obviously, if they're real trained, it might take them 15 minutes per office. If they're new, it might take them 20 minutes per office just for a while until they get into their rhythm. So so you have to kind of know your production rate. So it's your production rate times what you pay times how many days of the week or month, whatever, or biweekly, weekly, or weekly it is to get that the price. Then you would add in your expenses. Then you would times it by point whatever your profit you want to be. If it's 0.20% profit, if it's times 50% profit, that's your profit margin. So there's different ways to do pricing, and I'll definitely probably do a training just on pricing because there's different ways to do it. And I'm going to teach you what we know to do it. It's similar to post construction, but post construction is definitely, there's 3 ways, and again I'll go through it right now. But real quick, so you're from Idaho. Well, no, you live in Idaho now,
Yeah,
and
Idaho.
so yeah, how did you you're a newbie in the cleaning business, or not newbie, but you're not like a year
Yeah.
veteran. Yeah. So how did you even come about wanting to do construction or post construction cleaning? Like how did get a
So
client or
it was
get
kind
lead?
yeah, it was kind of by accident at first, to be honest. I first moved out here. I was just looking for work, and one of a mutual friend, a friend of a friend, basically, owns a cleaning company out here already, and she needed somebody to help her clean one day. So I started helping her. She wasn't really interested in scaling her business too much, so I wasn't really worried about her being upset with competition or anything. But she wasn't really she wasn't scaling her business, and I seen that there's ways to scale this business where you don't even have to work, and I think that that's amazing.
Yes.
And then with the post construction cleans, I kept getting the recommendation from a lot of my family members to do post construction cleans, and I actually went to a networking event and was introduced to a lot of real estate agents and developers there. And while I was there, every single, like, seriously, everybody kept asking me, like, so you do post construction cleans, right? And I'm like, no, not yet, but like, I'm gonna figure it out. And the commercial
Yeah.
cleans too, like, everybody kept asking me. The residential wasn't even really on the list at all. I got a couple clients actually, but from that networking event, but everybody wanted the post construction clean, commercial cleaning. So I just kind of have switched my gears to learning how to do it, exactly what's, everything that's needed in doing it. And hopefully I can make it profitable.
Definitely. Okay, so let's quickly, because what time is it? 6. Yeah, I don't want to. Hopefully, I can run through this. So we're going to quickly. You reached out to me because you got some. You reached out to people you met, and you wanted to know the ins and outs of post construction. And we know it somewhat. We were going to buy this quantity. We're going to buy this cleaning company, the other cleaning company, a little smaller than us, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. My brother and me, my partner, and just
Mm-hmm.
so be it, 90% of their clientele was post construction without us even knowing it. So for a year, we worked with this company because we were going to buy it after the year. So I learned a lot about post construction during that year. We did some jobs ourselves, got our hands dirty ourselves, the ins and outs of post construction. So after that year, we didn't buy it because some things didn't follow up or didn't work out. But I definitely learned within that year post construction the whole game, the good, the pros and the cons. So I'm gonna quickly, can I just do? Okay, can you see this still?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so real quick, this is what you sent me. I don't know why it says Georgia, but I guess this is the company that
Yeah,
that is.
the
But
actual
usually,
site is in Mountain Home, but I
gotcha.
think the developer
But you're
might
in
be.
Idaho, correct? You're
Yeah.
in Idaho, but the company's in Georgia. Okay, gotcha. So usually, what you'll get in a nice size post construction cleanup is like a packet like this, where it
Okay.
explains the whole job detail, right? And then he gives you, here we go. It gives you the outline or it gives you the breakdown of the job. Like obviously, for a person just seeing this, it looks like you know,
I was so
yeah,
confused.
you
I was like,
understand this, right? And most of this you won't even need to know. Most of this it's not even for you, right? It's
okay.
just kind of get an idea or feel of what they're working with, right? But you usually get all this when you do a post control, a big size job. I don't want to go through all this. Kind of give my idea or feel
Did
of
you see the one in there? There was another. It was like more of a blue kind of.
blueprint,
But
right?
I was just trying to figure out what the square footage was on there at least, like, because the areas, I don't know if I told you the areas that she was looking for, but there was a cashier station, a um a s- like there's like another station that's kind of like the same size as the cashier station, and then all the windows in there and a bathroom. And so when I
Right.
reached out to them and I asked them how many square feet is it, I think maybe I just sounded juvenile to the industry. They didn't respond.
They didn't
So
respond. No, they
no,
should have.
I don't think
Like
I.
it's not always on here or in here, so they should have either way responded to you as far as square feet. That's definitely
Yeah,
important. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna reach out again though, just because I know that where that site is at, there's literally no cleaners out there. It's just an Air Force base basically. So
Yeah,
people
yeah,
have
yeah.
they're doing. So I'm gonna reach out again because it could be that they really haven't even found anybody yet. But yeah, I was just looking through everything trying to figure out how many square feet is it. Like I couldn't.
Yeah, no, don't get overwhelmed by this because it looks overwhelming.
Yeah.
Um, but don't get overwhelmed. Usually it gives you a breakdown, and I can't see it, of the square footage. It wouldn't give it to you on like on the map, but usually
Right.
there's a sheet. I haven't gone through it like this, like that, to
Yeah.
kind of find it yet. But
Or
yeah, I haven't gone through it. But usually you can either ask them, or when they give you the outline of the project, they usually highlight the square footage because they know their contractor that they're trying to hire, they know that's so important to them. So usually they'll give you the outline of the square footage.
okay,
Um,
would say that
but
this is, even though they usually will send you a big packet like this, you would say it's kind of abnormal that they didn't just highlight or make
yeah,
it clear.
yeah, like I mean, if I've done 10 of them, out of eight
Hmm.
of them, they highlight the square footage, right? They
Okay.
highlight the other two. One might be have to find it within all this stuff, and then one
Hmm.
I'll ask them, and they'll give us the square footage.
Okay.
Um, but very few times where we've gone into a post construction cleaning and had to measure ourselves. It's
Okay.
damn near impossible because this is too much going on, right?
I have a
So too much
question.
going on.
So when you, so if you have to measure the square footage yourself, you're gonna go into the site beforehand to do that, right? Like, do you usually quote them? Do you usually go to the site to quote them?
You always should go and do a walkthrough. Like
Okay.
always, you have to for post construction. You have to see where they are. Very very important. More important. I mean, I would say for any bid for any job, post construction or not, post construction definitely. Because there's so many variables that could change any day with post
Okay.
construction. Like I said, you going to measure yourself, it's going to be hard. I mean, depending on the layout. If it's one big room, like, say it's a big church that you have to
Yeah.
post, do the cleaning, that might work. But if you're doing like 50 or 40 unit developments, it's kind of hard to do all the unless you do one and they're all the same layout, the same size, then it's easier. Because if you do one measurement, then all the other units are very similar,
Right.
right? Try using Control F, enter square feet, and document. I can't even see that. Try using Control F, enter square feet, and document. I can't see that. So yeah, so real quick, let me go into this, right? So I did this like on the fly today, kind of a quick training on post construction money. Like I said, it's very lucrative, but you also can lose your shirt if you don't know what you're doing because there's so many variables that might change any given day. And it's not just you, it's painters and HVAC and plumbers and roofers and other people working in the same unit that can throw your schedule off. So again, post construction, we're going to go through real quick. Pros and cons, marketing, how to get clients, site walkthrough, what questions to ask, how to price proposals, getting paid, the work, and then a bonus. All right. So real quick, the pros and cons. Again, there's more, but this is a few of them. Can help grow your company. Definitely can be very profitable, easy to get into because again, you don't need different licenses. You don't need the high tech equipment. You do want your equipment to be commercial grade because you are at certain levels of it. You are doing like you know heavier dirt or very or heavier dirt than you would do a house or office cleaning. So you definitely want to definitely make sure at least your vacuum or your brooms are commercial grade. Um, Easy to get into and long term and possible steady work, meaning that if you can get in with several one or two or three builders or contractors who have steady work, who steady build properties all over and whatever, they're going to keep hiring you because they know that you can get a good price with you and they know that you do a good job, so they'll keep you busy. That's still the same one or two or three builders who are always building in your city or state. So if you can get in with a contractor, builder, architect, whatever, whoever oversees these projects, then you can have steady work all year round, right? The cons are scheduling nightmares, which means you might have four people ready to work at a certain time on a Monday, and you got it, I'd say let's say at 10 a.m. But because the painters or the floor people they're running late, then now your schedule is off. So so communication is key in this, very much so, right? Profit losses can happen because labor is probably the number one cost, and you have to make sure that your workers are working on time. So profit losses can happen if you don't watch every penny in this, right? Um, Getting paid can be a delayed. So earlier we said this, that because you're dealing with contractors and developers in different stages of the project, they might, I don't want to say hold your money, but you might have to kind of like do some extra fighting to get paid, right? And especially if they're a new client to you, or they're a new business with you, they don't know you very well. You don't know, you may have to kind of like get some, do some fighting and emails and lawyers. Again, I don't want to scare you guys, but it does happen. So we always say if you can get 25 to 50% upfront of your money, always ask for it. They can all they can say is no. If they say no, that's fine, but always at least ask for 25 to 50% of your money up front, just in case. Especially if they're new to you. If they're the same, if they're a regular working builder with you guys, then and you can trust them and they trust you, then it should be all good, right? But delays does happen getting paid. You have to work with and around other contractors. Exactly. So other painters, floor people, roofers, electricians, plumbers, they're working sometimes in the same area, right? Usually when they call the cleaners in, we're usually at the tail end of the project, more than likely. But there's always going to be, again, some holdups where something didn't work. So the electrician has to come back in, and now or painter. So now he's tracking paint through the unit after you cleaned it. So there's always going to be something, right, with this. The marketing, how do you get clients, right? Like she said, this market, message, and media. Like she said earlier, like you have to be in the rooms with the right people who need your services, right? So identify your target market. What type of new builds do you want to go after? Rehabs, custom homes, large commercial spaces, subdivisions, offices, etc. Right? What's going to be easier for you? Because again, just because it may sound good, it might be 100-unit property that they need you to work on, and if it doesn't fit the workers you have, your experience, and your cash flow, you might want to either bring on another sub cleaner company, or pass on it, because again, you don't want to mess up, because now your name is now in the, because again, they all know each other. All these builders and of buildings, they all know. So you don't want to be the person that they know as non-dependable, right? So again, do you want to go after residential, subdivisions, commercial, 10K square feet or under, between 10 and 20, over 20, which is the big, some of the big dogs, some remodeling, apartments or condos, or luxury custom homes, right? So your market, what kind of building contract do you want to go after? Decision makers, residential builders, government only builders who just do government, subsidy building. A lot of those are out there, right? Custom luxury home builders, general contractors, architects, designers, and project managers. Now, this is the list of people who you should be going after to get these kind of contracts. They're the ones who decide on the cleaning company and who to hire. So again, this is the list you go after, right? So this is the market you're going after if you want to get into post construction cleaning. Excuse me, I'm trying to go speed up real quick. Right, your message. Right, what message are you on your marketing materials will you set you apart from other cleaning companies? So again, a lot of cleaning companies are going after post construction cleaning because again, it's lucrative and it could be steady work for them, right? So I suggest going after their pain points. They don't want to really hear about you. Like most, they don't want to hear how great you are. They don't want to hear about how good you can clean tiles and bathrooms and all the good stuff. They want to hear is how can you help them? All right, real quick. All right. Is this going to be recorded and posted to the group? It will be recorded into the group. Yes, it will. It will be there for a while. Yes, it will. All right. So what are their pain points? All right. What value? So always lead with so anything, any job you're going after, always lead with value and not price. Right. You don't want to be known or lead with how cheap you are, because if you lead with how cheap you are and with the cheapest price, they're going to make sure that you are the cheapest price. Right. And you're going to get tired of being the low baller in all these bids. All right. So lead with value, how you can bring value to them. Right. So some pain points that most construction companies or builders have, right, with other cleaning companies are dependable workers, hard to find, right? Skilled and experienced. This is what they want. We have to have the right equipment for the job, right? Show up on time. Get the job finished on time. Very important, because again, they're on a time schedule with the builder, with the contractor, with the city, whatever it may be, right? Reasonable price and communication is very, very, very key in this thing. Communicating every day, several times a day with that site manager is key, right? So again, on your marketing materials, your websites, your flyers, whatever, your emails, you want to lead with these pain points and how you can solve, how you're different from the others, because you are what, you can solve their pain points. All right. How to find them. Right. So you know who you're going after from the previous slide. Now, where are they at? Now, how do you find a list of people that you can put your service in front of? All right. So here's a few places, right? Building organizations, realtor groups, like you said earlier. Realtors are, they know, they're in with these builders, right? Chamber of Commerce, right? Women in construction groups, they're everywhere. Minorities in construction groups, they're on Facebook, they're off Facebook, they're everywhere too. LinkedIn, Facebook groups, right? Local building departments and permitting office. So if you have like a cousin or a friend or somebody that hangs out, or that that are in your city or state's local permitting offices, let them know if there's these, because again, it gives you a heads up on, because they have to come into those buildings to get permits for every job. So if you have an in, or somehow can just hang around the permitting office and hand your business card out, they got to come in there. It's not like a maybe or a plus. They have to come in to get permitted for the next job, right? Also to your building list, software like Apollo, .io, Zoom Info, and Google, they will find, you go in there and search it. Those again, these are costs. They cost money. These two, but you can go in there and find. They will scrape and find every building construction, realtor, project manager in your area, and they'll have their name, their email, their phone number, everything for you. A list of hundreds of people of people that fit this category. Right. So again, these cost money. This is free. Google. If you want to Google construction companies, builders in your area, I guarantee you, if you live in a major state or even a mid-sized state, you're going to get dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Once they come, you have their information. You email them. You call them. You send them emails. That simple, right? And then Upwork.com. Go on Upwork.com, hire someone for, I don't know, 60, 70, $80, right? And what you want to do is you ask them, I need a list of 100 contractors or builders or realtors in my area. I need their name, number, address, and email, and they'll do it for you for like 50, 70, $80, right? So these are the ways you find the people. These are the ways you find these people, right? It's this way. So doing a walkthrough. So I've had questions on how to do the walkthrough for post-construction cleaning, right? So you want to always, 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 right, see the site prior to pricing. I would say that for any cleaning, especially commercial, but for this, definitely never go out, never trust them on their words or videos, right? You want to walk with the project manager or whoever else is in charge, superintendent, project manager. You want to walk the area with them and ask questions at each area you stop at, right? Look at the cleanliness and quality of the subs. meaning the other subs, the painters, the floor guys, HVAC, roofers. Look at how clean or messy they're leaving the units or the property after they finish working, right? Look at windows are very, very important with this, right? So look at windows and floor scratches, right? Dents and gouges. If you see major scratches in the windows, make sure you let the superintendent or the manager know that. Because again, you'll lose money that way. If you don't notice it prior to it, they'll think you did it and you're paying for that. So very important, right? So take pictures and any issues you see, send those damages to the manager, right? Discuss time schedule. When are they scheduled to start? So are they on time? Are they off time? When should you be there? Because again, you don't want to be there at a certain time and have 3 or 4 workers there with you, and they're on the clock, right? They're there at 9 a.m., but they can't start work until 1 p.m. You still got to pay those people from 10 to 1. And that's how folks lose money that way. They're not, again, you should have called the project manager on your way to the site or getting there to make sure that you're okay to go there and start work immediately. All right. Staffing the job. So when you're walking through your project, kind of get an eye about how many staff you will need for this project. It's going to be just you if it's something small. It's going to be you and your partner, whatever it may be. Might be 6 people, 7 people. Again, I've seen on our projects, I've seen the most we've had. It's like 12 people. We had on maybe 12, 14, maybe even 14. We had something like that. But it was like I don't know, a 60 or 70 unit complex, and they were doing it in stages. So because they're on they were limited in time, we had to kind of get all hands on deck to finish these projects. All right. If you need any extra equipment, you might need tall ladders. You might need to add connectors to your Ouija's to do the floors. So any extra equipment needed, figure that out prior to the job being started. Right. Water, electricity. A lot of times, even though we're in the tail end of the job, there won't be water in the units, right? Electricity, they won't be in the units, right? So think they're not. So either you have to crazy. There's where we've had jobs where we had to kind of go and have buckets of water down to the water hydrant and go back and forth to the unit carrying water bucket because again there was no water in the unit, right? So know this stuff and again, if you know prehand, that it's going to add some hours or some time onto your cleaning time. So that has to be in the pricing. If there's no water on the units and the nearest hydrant is whatever down the street, you have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy 10, 12, 15 buckets, right? And hire somebody to keep filling those buckets with water. It sounds crazy, but trust me, if you get into this industry, it will happen, right? Electricity wise, most likely there won't be electricity in the units or the project just yet. There might be if it's the tail end, but usually there won't be. So either you have to invest in a generator or they're going to have a major generator where all the subs use. You have to kind of figure out and kind of plug in where you fit in, right? So it's going to be a major generator for all the subs use it. The roofers, paint, they all use it. Just 1 or 2 generators that's going to be placed in different parts of the properties, right? Consider travel time to and from the site, right? If it's too far or too close, or if it's too far, think about if it's worth it or not, right? And then dress code, meaning that construction sites, they might have you can't wear sweatpants, you can't wear shorts, you have to wear combat boots, you have to wear a hard hat, you have to wear glasses sometime, like safety glasses, and you have to have your yellow smock on at time because again, it's safety hazards. So if it's a small little residential turn, maybe not, but we've done a lot of big construction cleanings where you have to have like combat boots, hard hats, and glasses on. All right. So dress code. All right. Proposal. All right, proposal. Where's price? So pricing. So go to pricing. You come back here. So pricing. So give you an example. So example for one of us is like, say it's a 3,200 square feet, small office, right? That you've been asked to do the construction cleaning for this small office, right? So you have to so the competitive rate for your market, what's the square feet average rate in your area? Is it 28 cent? Is it 48 cent? Each area is different. So if I tell you our area, it won't be the same for Idaho or the same for DC or the same for wherever you're from. It's going to be different times. So what I suggest, if you don't know, I would call a few cleaning companies who do post-construction cleaning and ask them, like, say you are a builder or whatever you are, trying to figure out, trying to find some cleaners, and we want to know what your price is per cents, right? So if you don't know your cents in your area, just do some research and find out, right? Basically, right? So the square footage you'll find out either through documentation they send you, or you ask them, right? They'll say, so here is 3,200 square feet. It's 0.28 cents per square feet, and it's equal $896. Right. So this is the simple way of maybe getting your getting the final price for that job. Simple. But again, you haven't with this, you haven't really added the other tangibles or variables with this. You haven't added windows, you haven't added bathrooms, you haven't added the trips here and there. So this is one way. All right. Now, if we're adding windows and crews up 4 trips to site, you want to calculate the number of hours to clean based on production rate. Production rate, again, it's for us, it might be 150 square feet of cleaning space that we clean per hour. Production rate, again, you'll have to figure that out based off either experience or kind of based off what the average production rate is in your area or in that state, whatever. Because there's ways to find out. You can either time yourself or time your cleaners at other sites, to see what their rate is to do certain cleaning jobs, or you kind of just guess or figure out by kind of like just doing the jobs. Right. So ours is 150. So we can do 150 square feet for every hour of cleaning. Right. So we're looking at, so real quick. So I got the equals 21.3 hours to complete. So if you understand what I just did, right? So it's 150 times 3,200. 1 second. 3,200. So 3,200 square feet divided by 150, our production rate, gets you 21.3 hours to complete this job, right? So you have to know the square footage of the property. You have to know your production rate. So yours could be 180. It could be, if you're real fast, it could be 130 square feet per hour. It could be slow if you're at 180, 190, right? The faster you are with your production rate, the more money you're going to make for your company, right? So again, you get that from square footage divided by 150. Our production rate gives you 21.3. So it's going to take us 21.3 hours to complete this job. Hope you understand that. All right. So you take that 21 hours and whatever in a 0.3 times $30. So we're paying our people $30 an hour. You're going to get $639 just for the clean, right? No profit, whatever. That's just for labor, $639. Now you have to add windows and 8 hours of travel time if you want to add travel time. You don't have to. You can cut it in half. You can not add it at all, but we sometimes do, right? So again, travel time, because it's 8 hours times 30 gets you $240. So now you're at 639, right? Plus 240. Now you're at 879, right? So that's travel time and that's clean. Now we're at the windows. So there's 4 windows. This estimate they cost 30 minutes. Excuse me. Each window takes 30 minutes to clean. Because again, you're cleaning it, you're scraping off the paint, any excess gook on it has to be gone, right? So it's 30 minutes per window. So 2 hours for the window at $30 each. So now you're at $60 $60 for the windows. So it's $240 travel time plus $639 for the cleaning plus $60 for windows get you $939, right? That could be your final price that you give the folks for the bid. Or we can do travel time can be reduced by half by just doing 2 people. So now it's 939 minus 120 equals 819. So again, if you wanna kind of get in the project and not trying to kill them for the first time and give them a an okay deal, kind of bring down the price some. Right. You also can do take travel time out completely, right, and just add the cleaning time, which is 699, right? 639, and you can add a profit margin, right? So profit margin, I guess 699. I think I get it wrong, but anyway, 699. No, that's right. That's the clean time plus the windows, right? And then say I want to add 20% for profit margins, right? Insurance, expenses, my own money for gas and stuff. So you add, now you're adding the clean plus the windows times 20% times 30% times whatever percent. So that's your profit margin. Now we're at 839, right, for the price of this project. All right. So again, once again, knowing your production rate is very, very, very important. Very important. Right. I get it right here. Proposals. So real quick, trying to submit your proposal no later than 24 hours after the walkthrough. It will show you're serious, right? If you're not a good fit, if you don't want this, it's too small or too big, still send an email saying thank you, but no thank you, right? The first option is deliver in person or through a Zoom. You want to kind of be a face-to-face with them because it's harder for a person to say no to you if they can see you and touch you, right? So if you're able, if they're able, I would schedule an appointment, 10 minutes appointment to discuss the proposal, and you can overcome the objections live and in person and sell yourself. Obviously, if it's out of state, out of town, you have to mail it to them, email, fax, and then I would follow up right after, confirm they got it, and then confirm if you even can after you mail it, email it, whatever, fax it, trying to set up a conference call with them if it's out of state or out of out of town. So those are ways you should submit, even for regular commercial companies jobs. You want to do as much face-to-face or conference calls as you can than just emailing somebody and saying, then just waiting on an outcome. All right, little tip there. What's in the proposal? So proposals for this are a little different. So everything in a regular proposal should be in this one, right? Company background, a cover letter. The cover letter really is how you can help them. What value do you bring to them in the cover letter? Spec sheet. Really, all that is what you will do, your scope of work. All right. Obviously, pricing. You want references. You want at least 3 references. If you're brand new, you don't have any references. I don't want to say finagle it, but finagle it. References are very important. All right, very important. All right. Copies of your insurance, permits, or licenses if you need to be. All right. Additional education, certifications, how you train your employees. Right. All this should be in your proposal because most cleaning companies, they don't do this. So if you can do this, you're going to stand out. All right, from 90, I would say 8% of the other companies who don't do this, right? So do this. If they have OSHA training, if you looked at OSHA, OSHA, and you do some of the construction sites of the bigger contracts, they might have you do this, and they might not. Again, there's different levels. There's a 30-minute one that we have all our employees who do this cleaning due. So again, it's 30 minutes. We pay for it, like $50, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. So OSHA, look into OSHA training. Again, they train you all the safety, all the good stuff for these kind of jobs, right? And again, do some research, right? Make the proposal all about them. Do some research on the company, on the builder, so it looks personalized, right? So it's no. So that would you, each company for us, we should have a template of a proposal. So when these bids come in, all we're doing is adding this, taking this out, adding that. So it shouldn't be starting from scratch from each bid. All right. We did pricing. Also, okay, so there's square feet pricing. There's also, we can do flat rate pricing. Flat rate pricing is kind of rare, but it's more so for, say there's a high rise with 100 condos units, and they're all somewhat similar in configuration. They're all similar square feet. They're all 2 bedrooms. Maybe 60 of them are 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and then the other 40 could be 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, so bath and a half. So you would kind of for this kind of, you would calculate time and price for each unit, and you would price out one unit and kind of give them that same price for every unit that's similar in configuration for that unit. So it's less square footage, and it's more so for longer, bigger jobs that have similar units in that building. If that makes sense. So flat rate pricing, right? So real quick, the stages. There's 3 stages in this kind of cleaning. First stage is the rough stage, right? Rough stage is the large debris removal, paints, maybe some rocks, some sheet rock, whatever you want to call it. It's the dirty work, right? Garages are getting cleaned out, brooms are being used, the long brooms are being used, swept. You're getting rid of cobwebs from ceilings and exterior corners. These things are scheduled in advance of, so it's usually the rough clean and then the final clean, which is the main clean, are usually far apart. After the rough clean, usually that's when the other subs come in and do their work, and then it could be months you come back in and do the final clean, right? So the rough clean is really is the rough clean. It's the dirty cobwebs kind of clean, right? The dirty work basically, right? The final clean is the most popular clean. It's usually done close to completion. It's usually done when the other subs are either finished their part, they're cleaning HVAC, whatever you want to call it, and you're should be one of the last subs left, basically, right? The final clean really is the total top to bottom clean, all surfaces dusted, wiped down, clean, all that good stuff, right? The thing about this is tricky is you have to get a sign off sheet, which means that if you're finishing, say it's 2 bedrooms, or say it's a 50 unit unit complex you're doing, you want to get signed off from the sub or the manager each area you finish. And so if you finish the upstairs bathrooms, you want to make sure you call that sub in at the end of the day or whatever and say, we're done. Can you check it and sign it off? You want to hang that, if you can, you want to hang it on the door saying completed, they signed it, done. So there's no second. So when when the painter goes back in, or the electrician goes back in because something's wrong with in the pipes or in the walls, and they mess and leave dust and particles after you signed it off, that's an extra fee for you now. So now they have to pay you again to re-clean that area or room, right? Now, if it happens and it's not signed off, you have to keep cleaning that area, even though you were finished with it. So each area you finish or room you're done, or upstairs, downstairs, whatever it may be, get it signed off from the site manager, project manager. So again, he's giving his word that he saw the area, he saw that you guys finished it, and you guys are done with it, right? So because again, each re-clean should be an additional charge after he re-signed it. All right, have this in your contract. Important. Have it in your any re-cleans, any extra stuff. Have it in your contract. But again, to cover your butt, make sure that you have that area signed off from the manager, superintendent, whatever, and you post it either on the door or whatever makes sense for you. Right. This is where companies lose a lot of money, and it's clean, because they're not, they're not communicating with the other subs. They're not communicating with the superintendent or the project manager on that site. Like you have to be. Did I lose something? Yeah, you have to be. 1 second. There you go. You have to be on point, because again, you will lose money if you're not, right. So others in the state too, other subs might still be working, right. I would say, in my experience, don't try to work around them. If it's just one person coming in to check something out, that's fine. But if it's a whole crew in there of painters and HVAC people because something went wrong, don't, because again, it's not about you, it's about your workers, your worker that you're paying hourly. Now if you're paying them hourly and you expect to have that production rate at this time level, and then now they're slowed up because other subs are in there, it's going to mess up your bottom line. So I would talk to the manager and say, we can't work right now, we'll come back tomorrow, or we'll come back after lunch. Once the painters, HVAC, whoever, once they're finished, give us a call and we'll come back in. Have your cleaners punch out and let them know this is what it is. We can't work right now, so we're gonna be back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow, 10 a.m. tomorrow, or we're gonna come back, in an hour or two after lunch, right? Touch up. So a touch up is the last part, right? It's a quick touch up before certificate of occupancy. So they have to get this let's call it COO in order for them to be able to rent out or folks to move into that place, right? So they do a little they'll pay again different charge. So they'll pay you again for a different stage or phase to do a touch up. All that is basically is some dusting, making sure that it's some quick vacuuming, some quick sweeping in certain areas, right? And again, here you would charge by the hour. It might take 3-4 hours, 2 hours to get this part done. Just charge by the hour, right? This makes it move and ready. All right, so key takeaways from this, right? So one, everything needs to be in writing and discussed in detail, right? Do not trust their word. These are construction workers, whatever. Do not trust their word. They're trying to save money. They have a budget, so they're trying to save money. So, and for them, the cleaners are low on the totem pole. They'll spend the money on the HVAC, electrician, roofing, whatever. But the cleaners, they think that they can always like beat us with $1 or $2. So have everything in writing. Do not trust them, right? Discuss pay dates and have them in contract. So know when you're getting paid. Know it's going to be when the job is complete. I'm going to get a check the next day or after the invoice is being sent. And then 15 days later, I'm going to get the next part of it. So again, have it in your contract, the pay dates that they're going to pay you for this job, and have it very, very clear, and make sure they sign off on the contract. Because like you said earlier, there's been plenty of cases where there have been delays. They'll delay your pay because either they're getting delayed on their pay, so they pay you last, or because you're the cleaner, you're last on the totem pole. So they'll pay every other sub, then they pay you, right? So again, but if it's on the contract and if it's stated clearly, they have to get you the money, right? You must manage the labor, right? Do not hire some cleaners and then let them be. Do not hire subs and let them roam free, right? You should always have if you can't do it, you should always have a supervisor or site manager that works for you or reports to you that manages the workers for you if you can't do it, right? But always have a manager or somebody on site that benefits you, right? Because laborers, again, an extra half hour, extra hour for 4 or 5 labor, that's 5 hours now, will throw your whole budget off, right? Many variables might happen. Be ready for them. There's always going to be something happen in this whole process, so be ready for it. Right? Have a plan of action to clean. I mean, don't go in there just guessing. Right? When they tell you that you have the bid, have a game plan out. Like, we're going to do this first, this second. We're going to have this many people do the bathrooms, then the floors first. Vacuum the floors, hardwood or carpet. Then you're gonna have Amy doing the kitchen while Bill is vacuuming. So have a game plan out on what you want to do. And again, the more you do this, the more it's going to be easy for you. All right. Variables, may plan, monitor cleaners closely. I said that because again, labor is going to be your biggest cost. Budget of time, same thing. Trained workers will save you money. Meaning that, so the better they're trained, the faster they'll be, the faster your production rate will be, the more you will make. That's simple, right? Constant communication with your people and with the superintendents, the contractors, every hour or so, every few hours, just constant communicate, make sure that everything is going smoothly. All right. After each day, review hours daily. You have to, if this is this could be like a 2-week project or a 4-week project, you have to know after each day that the labor cost is staying the same. If one day all of a sudden it shoots up, or 2 days in a row it's shooting up, you got to know that quickly and know why it's happening and then nip it in the bud. Right? Don't wait. Don't do it weekly, because by that Sunday or Friday night, you've lost hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars that threw your whole budget and profit off. So after each day, either your supervisor, your manager, or yourself, who's ever managing that site for you, or you, figure out and make sure that all the hours are staying, similar, and the proper work is being done within those hours. All right. I think that might be it. Oh, bonus. So real quick. Yeah. So bonus. So how to get extra money from doing project cleaning. So what happens? A lot of people don't understand that what they're doing is they're cleaning properties that either condo 100-unit condos. They're cleaning new churches. They're cleaning new mini mall, whatever, mini mall office complex buildings that tenants have to move in, or folks move in, right? So, did I change it? 1 second. So bonus. So upsell services, other ways to make money. Like at each job, there's going to be a trailer where the big dogs, the big bosses, they go in there and that's their office, right? Do they want your service to clean their trailer each night or once a week, right? It happens, right? Extra money, all right? Ongoing work for the build out, meaning that most build outs, the bigger ones, they're in phases. They're in 3, 4, 5, 6 phases. It can last a year or even 2 or 3 years, the whole build out. So you want to make sure that you are not the exclusive, but if you can be the exclusive, that's even better. But you're one of the constant cleaners, right, on that build out to the end, right? If it's say it's a new 50-unit condo spots, right, and you do residential, or you do Airbnbs, whatever it may be, you want to now, once it's clean and is ready to be either they're being sold, they're being bought by residents, or they're being rented out, you now want to try to have these residents as to hire you for their cleaning for their condos each week. So again, it's ongoing contracts for the people moving into these complexes, right? Commercial property tenants, same thing, right? All say there's 8, 9, 10 new tenants coming in. Why not you reach out to these tenants to see if they need weekly, monthly cleaning, right? Commercial cleaning contracts after the build out, same thing. Parking lot cleaning, same thing. So these complexes, whatever, they hire folks to clean their parking lots, right? So again, these are ways to make extra money, or to make recurring money even after the post-construction cleaning is done, right? Do not just say, oh, that's done. Tenants move, folks are moving in, residents are moving in, Airbnbs are being created out of these buildings. Commercial tenants are moving, commercial properties are being bought, sold, rented, mortgage. These are tenants that still need your services. So now it's no longer the build out part of it. Now it's the people who moved in. They now need your service ongoing. So sell to them. All right. So that's the end. So back on here. All right. So if you have any questions, please ask questions in the chat. I've answered a few of them. Again, this will be recorded and be on in the group for a while. If you have any questions, Lena, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Any questions from that for going on? And again, if you have any questions, we can talk out after this or another time. But I
Okay.
hope that, and again, I can send you, as far as the pricing and stuff in the walkthrough, I can send you a copy of this. So a copy of the walkthrough and pricing schedule for future stuff. So how to, so
Yeah,
you know how to
that would
price
be
and
super
walkthrough.
helpful. I'm still kind
Definitely.
of curious just to see like if you could go over like exact pricing with me for the car wash, just like
I
the
got you.
if you could show me like exactly how you would price that one without walking through it first, though, I guess, which
Got
might
you.
kind of be a problem. But I just kind of want to see like where your thought process is at and how like what you would start with first, second, like it would be nice to see you price something out from beginning to end. I mean, like I said, without the walkthrough. I just kind of
No question. So real quick, if you want the slides part of
Mhm.
this,
I do.
person on the thing, I'll DM me your email and I'll send you the slides
You
for
have
this.
it already because I
Yeah,
sent
I
you
have
the
yours. The person who just
uh,
I can't see their name. I just see Facebook user. I'll send you whoever wants the slides in their email. So just DM me your email, and I'll send you the slide parts of this. Right. So is this so is the car wash on here?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying is that you have to go through if you go to the original one I sent, the original email, there
Okay.
should be like there's multiple different files in there. Did you pull that one out from um it's like a website. And then is that where you pulled that one out from?
I did. I don't want to have folks waiting us because it
Yeah, no, no,
might
no,
get
that's fine.
boring. So if yeah, so I want to do. So I do want to say one thing after this at the end. So and again, I'll put it tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow. So April 4th, we are my partners and myself, two other coaches. We're doing a um 90-day level up commercial cleaning boot camp. 90 days. So it's going to be and again, I'll send you the link to it. I'll send you all the other stuff, but 90 days. So it's going to be a done for you and a done with you. So we're going to get you, so done for you is we're going to, if you sign up, we're going to get you 10 to 15 leads. All right. Not contract, but again, leads for now you have to work. So 10, 15 leads. It's going to be weekly training with myself or other coaches, weekly training. You're going to get 3-hour one-on-one trainings with us. And you're going to get access in part of our Telegram/other Facebook group. So the Telegram basically is, so if you have any questions during the day, say you're going through a walkthrough or you have a question that you want myself or one of my coaches to answer, you put it in the Telegram. So Monday through Sunday, well, not Sunday, but Monday through Saturday, we'll able to answer any of your questions in the group. So again, it's starting April 4th. I will have more information probably this evening. If not this evening, most certainly tomorrow. The link should be up tonight, and I'll have the flyer again in the Facebook group because this is the first 90-day level up bootcamp group. It's going to be like every ongoing session, but it's because this is the first one. It's going to be for a real probably too low of a price, right? It's definitely going to go up after probably we get the hang of it, but because this is the founding one, we're offering at a very stupid low price. And again, all the information will be on the website that I'll send to you guys and put it in the group. If interested, just DM me and I'll make sure that you get in. I'm only doing 10 to 12 spots. So it's going to be a very limited group for the first one. So only 10 to 12 spots for this for this coaching program that starts April 4th. All right. So I want to hold everybody, but Lena, you can stay on and we'll go over the car wash real quick. All right. Everyone, any questions, reach out to me, DM me. Again, if you DM me, I'll send you the slides, and this will be on our Facebook group for a while, so you can watch it again. All right. Peace.